with all the great things in my life, there are some days where I'm just not happy. And I've learned that when those days happen, I have to take a look at myself, my behaviors, my relations to others, and see what I can change in me. All in all, guys, I have a really good life. I have friends and family who I care about and who care about me. I have the best dog ever. Her and I spend nearly every waking hour of our lives together. I wouldn't have it any other way. I also try to discipline myself to some sort of physical activity on a regular basis. Sometimes I'm better at that than others. But in spite of all these positive elements in my life, I can still have those times where I'm just a little off or things just aren't right. What gives? Everything around me looks great, but I'm still not happy. I'm not content. All the footage you just watched, I recorded over the last few weeks, and when I started, I had an endpoint in mind, a message I wanted to give, but over the last week it kind of became distorted, and I got to a point where I wasn't sure where to go. So I shut things down and I came out for a run, and I sweated a lot, but I also came up with the plan for the rest of this video. And originally, when I started, I wanted to give my input on what I do when I'm stuck. I can't get out of my head, and I don't even really know what's wrong all the time. I'm gonna give you guys 5 ways to combat that, and some good, useful tips that I've used time and time again to get my brain back on track and thus get my life back on track. I think number 1 is get rid of the word should. I can't tell you how many times I've sat around and said to myself, I should do this, I should do that, I shouldn't feel this way. And when I do that, I'm judging myself, I'm beating myself up, and instead of making anything better, it's just making it way worse. So drop the should. Number 2, get some exercise. Coming out and getting exercise today is what led me to the clarity of mind to know where to go forward with this video. Like I said, I was sitting at home and I didn't know how to continue, and I had just a brain blockage, and I came out here and yeah, I'm gross and sweaty and there's insects, but I feel pretty great. My state of mind is much improved, and it really does work. And I know a lot of us hate to exercise. That's classically been my stance too, but man, it does work. And, you know, it can really clear some things up for you. And number 3, see a doctor. Some of us have deeper emotional and mental disorders outside of just, you know, the occasional not feeling good or, you know, the blues or whatever. Some of us actually deal with depression and anxiety and all sorts of other mental illnesses. So please, if you need help, please see a doctor, see a psychiatrist, see a therapist. It's something I've had to do throughout my life. And, relatively, I'm pretty mentally healthy, but I've had some really tough times in the past. And if I hadn't done that, if I hadn't been proactive, it sounds dramatic, but maybe I wouldn't even be here. So it's serious. And don't let your ego get in the way. If you need help, go find help. Number 4, change up your routine. Up until recently, I was training martial arts a few times a week after work. And, and that's amazing, and I love it. I got to a point where I'd be getting off work on Monday and dreading going to class. And it's not because I don't like class. I love jiu-jitsu, but I was kind of getting burnt out. So I've started mixing things up, and that's really helped a lot recently. I've started running more, spending more quality time with good friends and people who understand me and care about me. Just taking in all that positive energy that's there. So, switch it up sometimes. It can help. And number 5, start journaling, start writing. I've done that on and off throughout my life. It really helps to put on paper what's going on up here. And it doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to be like an essay or a novel. Just get those bullet points out, because when you can look at them on paper, they become more real. For me, when I do that, it makes it a little easier to assess and to take action to rectify things that's going on with me, with my thinking, with my relationships that need to change for me to feel better. Start journaling. And guys, I have a bonus tip. For me, it's paramount, and that is prayer and meditation. And when the word prayer comes up, that can fire up a lot of those old feelings people have about, religious beliefs or experiences and things like that. And I'm here to tell you from my experience, it doesn't matter what your beliefs are, what you believe or don't believe. When I offer myself up to this universe, this world, my God, whatever higher power there is, because there's a lot of them. When I do that with some humility and I give thanks for what I have, and then I sit back and try to stay open and listen to what this world has to say to me, it really does change my way of thinking. And over time doing this has given me a lot of hope for the future. And faith is really important, whatever that means to you. So anyway, there's 6 items that might help you out. They might not. Again, these are things that have worked for me. Different strokes for different folks. But I hope you guys got something out of this, and I hope it made some sense. And I'll see you next time. Newsflash, it's okay to not be okay. One more thing before I go. If you really are struggling and don't know what to do, I put a link in the description to the National Suicide Hotline, as well as some links to some recovery resources and just general mindful wellness. So make use of that, and I hope everybody has a great day.